So yes, a new update is currently being developed for Diablo 4 right now, and we have our first signs. Things are truly progressing here, and the dev team has been very busy trying to manage the fires out on Twitter because right now the community is being divided by the upcoming seasons and battle pass. Famous streamers chime in saying there's too much focus on seasons instead of extending the end game, and yeah, we're going to be getting into the official responses here from the dev team. Plus, Battle.net just got an update that you'll definitely want to know about. And why are these updates taking so long right now? Well, Blizzard also chimes in with an official reply about that. And what about weapons with a visual flare? The Paragon board desperately needing this. And is this the perfect camera zoom in? We're going to take a look at that as well. But first and foremost, we're going to start right here with this headline. Check it out. It goes on to say the following: Blizzard internally testing patch 1.1 and 1.2 for Diablo 4. So let's find out what this article has to say. It comes from icyveins.com. Let's get into it. It goes on to say Blizzard is internally testing at least 2 content updates for the game, according to build numbers from the various dev branches on the CDN. Now, the codename for Diablo 4 is Fenris, and there are multiple instances of dev branches up and running on different builds, as you can see below. We believe patch 1.1 will be the first major content update for Diablo 4. So yeah, as you can see, this is very much underway right now, being internally tested currently. So yes, this is good news. At least seems like they're making some headway here. So if you're scratching your head wondering, why is this taking so long? Well, there is some reasoning behind that. It's just that they also have to take some time during the weekends. They are worried also about burning out their own team. More on that in just a moment as well. But we got to talk about some recent articles and also comments from some very famous streamers that have caught the attention of the Diablo 4 community. First and foremost, we got to head on over here to Forbes. It goes on to say this: Diablo 4 may need to adjust its start over from scratch seasonal model. So a lot of people are discovering, yeah, you're going to have to essentially create an entirely new character before heading into a season. Yeah, check out this Reddit post right here. And water is wet. Seriously, no one played any seasonal ARPGs? Blizzard confirms the need to create a new character every Diablo 4 season. And a lot of people that are new to Diablo 4 are kind of scratching their heads like, I'm not even done with the story, and I have to start an entirely new character. In fact, check this out right here. It goes on to say the significant majority of Diablo 4 players haven't even finished the game yet. So people are like, I'm not wanting to start a whole new character to take advantage of what's on offer during this season, because as you know, the battle pass can only be experienced during seasons. Now, Paul Tessie had to say some further comments about this out on Twitter, and we'll also get into some of the replies from these well-known streamers as well. Let's start out with Paul Tassi. He goes on to say this right here. He says, I did not do previous gen Diablo seasons, so I don't really fully get it. I don't want to level season-specific characters from scratch, and I still use my permanent ones to progress the battle pass. No, yeah, I ain't doing that then. Long-term goal is to get everyone to 100 and wait for the expansion, I guess. So yeah, I get the battle pass is a new aspect. So Rod help, and he tags Rod Ferguson of Blizzard, who goes on to reply saying this: Hey Paul, yes, to take part in the seasonal questline, mechanics, season journey, and battle pass, you'll need to create a new seasonal character. Playing campaign with seasonal character, if you do so desire or need to finish, will also progress the season journey and battle pass. We have this interesting reply right here as well from Niketo, who says this: I'm a new Diablo player and a new dad. I only have maybe an hour a day to game, if that. So my current character is only level 11. You're saying I should basically not even play this game then, right? Okay. And then Rod Ferguson says, no, you should definitely play. The new season mechanics features come after the campaign is complete, so you should focus on completing it now so you can just skip it when the season starts, since you only ever need to complete the campaign once. So yeah, this keeps going on and on. We have Nuclear Gamer who says, okay, just to clarify 2 things, that means once someone has completed the campaign and seen the credits. By the way, the end cinematic was amazing. We'll never have to do the campaign again on a new character in Season 1 or Season 50. And you mentioned that the season journey is progressed by completing the campaign. Will those that skip the campaign get credit for their season journey, or will there be different things they will need to do? And Rod Ferguson further confirms, and what I meant is that there are things in the season journey, like kill X number of things, that doing that will count while playing the campaign with a seasonal character. So you're still earning favor for the battle pass while playing the campaign. So at least that's cool. So if you do want to replay the campaign and you're getting that itch and desire, it'd be wise to actually do that with a seasonal character. That would make a lot of sense. So the more you know there. But the whole issue is the fact that they're going all in, it seems, on seasons versus, say, the end game. And a lot of people are scratching their heads wondering why not just further develop the end game. So this was a concern posted here by Lyric, who goes on to say the following right here. Diablo 4, delivered from cinematic reveal years ago to release characters, environment, sound design, abilities, all so good. But now that I'm level 80, they played it way too safe. It is unfortunate it follows the re-level every season path and didn't try to expand the game further in the end game instead. This game would have been so much better, in my opinion, if it had more things to do than dungeon grind spam. If they expanded the game in a Lost Ark way, the incentive to continue would have been way higher. It's got 3,849 likes and some replies from the dev team, but also some replies from other well-known streamers, so check it out. Let's get into it. This is right here from Shroud, who says, I think the idea is the re-level path will constantly be changing within seasons and eventually will lead to a more fulfilling in-game experience. What might seem like a problem now could very quickly change, and it seems like the devs really did like this reply. We have Lyric, who says, I'm optimistic, we shall see. Adam Fletcher says this, yeah, this is pretty spot on. This is just the beginning, and the game will evolve more and more going forward with each season. The team has a ton planned, looking forward to it all, and hearing more and more feedback from the community. So yeah, it seems like they do intend to actually add more to the end game, perhaps after they have a few seasons down and get this into a rotation that they can really be comfortable with, and then further develop things that are going on in the end game. But they also want some cool stuff carrying over from your seasons, the items that you might obtain, to, of course, the Eternal Realm. So perhaps you can have some new tools to use when they finally further develop that end game, which makes a lot of sense to me. So in that regard, I can see the end game becoming more and more fulfilling and perhaps interesting as time goes on, as you begin to collect these new items from your seasons. All right, so let's keep going here. We have this one right here from Zero, who says, in Diablo 4, will non-seasonal characters be getting new content, or is it just new seasons we will have to play to experience this new stuff like gear, battle passes, in-game events, etc.? And the reply, of course, from Adam Fletcher is yes. Things like new legendary powers and uniques from seasons will transition to the Eternal Realm after the season's end. Now, Zero did follow up saying, am I able to go through the battle pass in the Eternal Realm? And Joseph Apora responds saying, no, the battle pass is tied to progress made in the seasonal realm. And it seems like this is where the controversy comes in. This is where people do actually have a problem, because I think a lot of people were expecting to take their, let's say you're on level 50 and the season just starts and you find out, wait a second, I want to continue my level 50 character here. I don't want to have to start over. I want to be able to have access to what's, being offered through this battle pass. That's where the controversy is coming in. Let me know if this bothers you guys or not. Sound off in the comments down below. Now, you do have a reply about this one. It says, locking eternal characters from new powers and story content is not a good look, especially considering how grinding the game is and the total length of a season. We have a reply here from Joseph Rapport, who says, new legendary aspects and unique items are not limited to the seasonal realm. They'll be made available on the Eternal Realm as well as part of the same release. So there's that clarification. And again, that's one way that they can kind of prep developing this in-game even further down the road with all these new interesting tools. They can come up with some cool things based on what they're going to be adding through the season. So that's how I'm viewing it right now, and I think it's going to get very interesting as time goes on. All right, so yeah, some interesting things also happening with Battle.net. Check it out, Mike Cabrera says this right here from Blizzard. He says, so the Battle.net team surprised me just now. Friends cap is now 400 up from 200 max. Rolling out now to all. I have a friend to test it, and it worked. Give it a try. Might take a bit to roll out to all. Well done, Battle.net. Well done. So yeah, that's great news. It's been essentially doubled, so you can not worry about your friends list filling up. All right, so we got to talk about, of course, the Druid. So Icy Veins posted this out here. It says the now infamous Tempest Roar Druid unique helm has dropped for 3 players today, and it sparked a lot of comments from players. No fix to the Barbarian loot table intrusion has been announced, however. So some people are saying, hey, this was a stealth fix, but this was not announced whatsoever. Now, Adam Fletcher did follow up. He says it's a 3-day weekend due to a federal holiday in the US. The team took time off for a long weekend. There was no stealth fix. The helm has been in the game the whole time. So no, it's just that people are suddenly getting lucky with this. And finally, it seems to be dropping for the Druid. Now, next up, we do have some more talk about the Druid. It says, as a Druid player in Diablo, unique drops make me want to stop playing the game. I know the loot table is busted for Druids, but I just want one unique that I can actually use. Now, Adam Fletcher, I know updates are coming, but is there any more information on when? And the reply is this week, but some drops will still occur, as that is normal for all classes, but this will address a few items that have been occurring with Druids. So yeah, that's going to be happening sooner than later. Happening, in fact, this week. So that's going to be great news. Now, I don't think that's perhaps going to be the major client patch. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. But it seems like there's going to be some hot fixes first. I'll keep you guys in the know when those actually drop. Now, we got to talk about the weapons and their visual flare, because someone discovered something very, very cool. Check it out right here. It says this, are there more weapons with visual flares? First one I found. Check out this dagger that has this poison dripping from it. It is really, really cool looking, and I absolutely love it. I want to see more of this. This is something that I would love to see, and I think that they should go all in with this sort of visual flare. They shouldn't, of course, overdo it where it kind of looks too ridiculous, you know, and be cautious about it. But honestly, I think it would be cool if certain uniques or more uniques had visual flares to make them really pop, really stand out. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I think it fits into the game's look and aesthetics. I think it works. As long as I can continue that trend, I am here for it. Now, we have this post here as well. It says this, since I got downvoted so much, here's proof that PC players are faster. Check this out right here if we scroll on down. He posted this video. If it plays, he has a controller in his hand, as you can see, and he is moving here. But look at the PC player. Zoom right on by. This is definitely a known problem, and Blizzard has made some comments about it and teleporting issues as well in the past, and they plan an update. So we will be getting an update. I would not be surprised if that update actually drops right alongside what's going on with the Druid. Now, the biggest worry, of course, is that they actually make the horse slower on PC and not the horse faster on console. I really hope that they do not nerf the horse. So Blizzard, please don't nerf the horse for PC users. Speed it up for console users. Don't do that. That'd be very, very bad. Now, we got to talk about the Paragon board, because someone brought up an excellent point about that one. Check it out. This Paragon board should have movement speed nodes. Yes, thank you. This would be amazing. It's such an easy change for the dev and make our lives so much better. Hopefully they would increase the max cap for movement speed as well. The elemental resistance nodes could be combined to all resistance to make room for the movement speed nodes. I think it's such a good idea. Anything to help out with movement speed would be cool, so you're not so gear dependent on movement speed. So yeah, maybe, just maybe, Blizzard would listen on this. So can you make it happen, Blizzard? We shall see. But we do have a reply here from Silver Broccoli, who says this right here. He also brings up a point. He says move speed, cooldown reduction, resource cost reduction, you know, all the stuff that makes ARPGs fun. So a lot of people want some adjustments for, yeah, those Paragon boards, definitely. Now we got to talk about the camera zoom in as well. Check it out. It says this camera distance right next to the Dark Ravine dungeon is what I wish the default camera could be. And you can see it is very much zoomed out. There were tons of replies about this, like, yeah, exactly. Why isn't this an option? So I don't know. I have not heard anything from Blizzard whatsoever. They've been very, very quiet about any sort of adjustments to the camera whatsoever. Of course, you have to consider what's going on with performance issues that could arise from that. I don't know if anything would happen on console as well as PC. So yeah, waiting for Blizzard to actually make some sort of reply here about that one. Yeah, we got to get into your top comments. So remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So let's do this. My most recent video was this one right here. It's confirmed. World Tier 5 power found in the in-game. This changes things. New updates. And yes, if you missed it, I did a really cool Elder Scrolls Online Necrom video. I had a ton of fun with that one. Bethesda actually teamed up with me, partnered with me, reached out to me, which was amazing. I have to thank you all, by the way, because you guys are the ones that actually make this sort of thing possible. But if you want to, check out the video. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm just going to say, I would love to be able to work with Bethesda on Starfield stuff. I'm not going to be shy about it. So yeah, if you want to help me out and check out the video, watch it, and leave a comment or something, I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, yeah, let's move on. And let's take a look at this one right here. The Smurfies says this event board. There's an event board in most of the towns, usually by the player stash or in the center of town, that could have the world boss times on that. It keeps it in the game and prevents from immersion breaking popping up on your screen or in the menus or what have you. I love this idea. I think it would fit into the mold of the game and, like you said, not be too intrusive. So yeah, I just hope that they have way more feedback about these world bosses because I love the world boss events. By the way, I gotta say, I just absolutely love the music in this game. I know I've said it before, but I gotta say it again. Next up, we have Midnight Necro, who says this. Definitely right about the vulnerable. I'm a 62 sorcerer, and anytime I don't have vulnerable on enemies, I do next to no damage. Definitely need to make other damage types more effective. Yes, you know, this whole damage bucket thing. I'm sure some of you have heard that term. It's just weird, and it's not very in your face, or you just don't know about it in the game. You have to like watch guides and really get into the nuanced, detailed, you know, video guides about how damage buckets work. And I wish it was, I don't want to say simplified. I would hate to use that term, but I wish it was more understandable, I guess you would say. And yeah, I think they need to adjust how damage is laid out in the future of Diablo 4 so that you kind of like can have a certainty on how numbers are actually performing, because a lot of times what you're seeing with your gear is not actually what's happening out there, and people are scratching their heads going, wait a second, I thought this said that I was going to do 40% more damage or whatever, when in fact in reality it's like doing like only what, 25% extra damage or something. All right, so yeah, let's keep going here. We have this one right here from Exato Monster, I believe it is. Yes, this happens very often with a barbarian using all shouts and berserker. When using all of them fast and almost at the same time, there's always one that doesn't trigger, and it does screw up with my whole setup of cooldowns, making you either have to go without one or wait for it to finish. It seems like there's a limit to how ... how many skills can be cast at once. I've also noticed this. It is such a pain when your shouts for your barbarian get out of sync. It throws off your entire battle, you know, and that's super critical to surviving a battle, having those shouts working in tandem sometimes and on a certain cooldown and being able to rotate those correctly in battle. That is so important, especially when you have the CC effect on you. You need to be able to break free of that, you know, correctly. All right, so yeah, next comment right here, we have DJ May, who says this. A lot of builds depend on vulnerability. Also, there are just people who like it over the other option. So I don't think they should nerf vulnerable. Instead, I feel they should give more ways to proc it and then buff some of the other skills in all the classes to provide diversity, better ways to get crit chance, Some of the CC options we have are just sorry, and maybe a new perk for energy, regen, and life on kill. Yeah, you know, when you mention the crowd control stuff, and you're 100% right, by the way, that they should not be nerfing anything. In fact, they have confirmed expect buffs. Do not expect nerfs, expect buffs overall. So they didn't get into all the details about that. But yes, you are correct. And I think with the crowd control options, those stats that you see on your character, like, you know, bonuses to slowed enemies, bleeding enemies, and that sort of thing, I think that they need to take some of those and move them to, I guess you would say, other damage buckets and give them a multiplier effect, and they make them more effective. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I think that should be an option on how to actually make you think and utilize different elements of your build over just going all in on vulnerable. But there it is. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Diablo 4 coverage and updates. I have you guys covered. Keep you guys in the know. But yeah, thank you for all the love and support, and I will see you all next time. Take care.